out here to bring out is to show you who you are according to the Bible. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15. Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So this is Moses speaking to us when we came out of Egypt. He's letting us know that if we don't keep the laws and the commandments of the Most High God, then all these curses will come upon us. So you might ask yourself, what is a curse? The Bible explains to you what some of the curses are that are on our people today. Read some of those curses. Go to, give me verse 46.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So he says that what would be upon us for a sign and a wonder? The curses. The curses will be upon us for a sign and a wonder. So when people look up at us, look upon us, they'd be wondering, what is wrong with these people? Why are they like that?
Right. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And they will be upon our seed forever, meaning they will go on us from generation to generation, from until Christ returns. These curses will be upon us. Read.
And upon thy seed forever. Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
So he says, since we don't serve the Most High with gladness and the joyfulness of our heart, then what would happen? Check this out, brother.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of all things, we should serve the Most High for with joy, with joyfulness and gladness of our heart for all things. Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So he says, if we didn't want to do that, we would have to serve our enemies. Serve our enemies how? Where are we at right now? Who are our enemies? That's the problem with our people. Right. We don't recognize that we have enemies. Right. We think everyone is our friend and everyone is loving us. And we look to these people to love us, and we try so hard to get them to love us. Read.
Right. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
So who is this enemy that he sent up against us? For hunger, meaning if you want to eat, where you got to go to get your food? It's obvious. If you need something to drink, where do you get your water? We don't own any food, any crops. Who do we get our water and food from? And our clothing. Where do we get these things from? So the Bible's trying to let you know who your enemies are. You just got to listen and read and understand what it's talking about. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
So the Lord will send them against us. The Lord sent these people against us. So whoever these people are that we got to depend on for food, clothing, and water, the Most High sent them against us. And we would have to depend on them for wants of all things. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So he said, this enemy that he sent against us, they will put a yoke of iron on our neck. What people do you know put yokes of iron on our necks? It's very simple, people, but a lot of us don't want to admit it because, like I said, we want everyone to be our friends.
That's right.
We try to make these people our friends, but they're not your friends. The Bible calls them who?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So they put these yokes of iron on our necks until they destroy us. What is this talking about? This is talking about slavery.
Right.
What people on the earth that went into slavery with yokes of iron on their necks? Tell me. That's you, black man, black woman, Native American man, Hispanic man. We went into slavery with yokes of iron on our necks. What else happened? Give me verse 68.
I've been watching.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And he said, this is that same man that the Lord shall send against us. This man will bring us into Egypt again. When you read the Bible, the word Egypt is a Greek word for bondage. Give me that. Explain it for him. So you're going to find out who this enemy is today.
That's right.
Because for far too long we've been dependent on our enemies thinking that they're our friends and they're not.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So
make unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
And he said he's going to send us back into slavery again on ships. And he said this is the way it's going to happen. You are going to go into slavery on ships. What people did that happen to? Was it the white so-called white man? So-called Arab man? Chinese man? No. This was you, black man. Read.
And then you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
And he said once you got off those slave ships, when they reached the destination of where they were taking you, you will be sold as bondmen, meaning slave men and slave women. What people is this? And what people did this to you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man? You tell me. Go to verse 32. Oh, was he finishing that?
Verse 68, and then you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
And it said no man shall buy you. That's the whole point of word, for no man will redeem you. No one will redeem us from this slavery. Martin Luther King tried. Malcolm X tried. Right. All these men that we call, these esteemed men that we looked up to save us, including Barack Obama, who did nothing for us, could not save us out of this slavery. Right. Go to what I got you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
And it says your son, once you went into the slavery, your sons and daughters will be taken from you and given into another people, given to your enemies. These enemies who have you in slavery are the same people that we look up to today. We hold to a high esteem over ourselves. We look down on each other and put this man up on a pedestal. When actually the Bible, the Most High God himself called them your enemies. So why do you keep looking up to your enemies for help? When they take away your children, they took our children. Oh, hold on.
My man said that he's back. He said his nationality. He said you're a nigga, right? Right. That's what they call him, a nigga, right? Okay. And I told him what God called him.
Yeah, he here.
Yeah. What you need to realize is those titles that we go by were given to us in slavery, like African American, black, Negroes, colored. Those are not the nationalities that God gave us. God gave us a nationality. He actually gave us a culture. He gave us a heritage to go by. Get that for me.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
So he said we will become an astonishment. When you look at our people, we're an astonishment. You think we're an astonishment in front of all the rest of the nation? Just think about it. What do? We walk around, we sag our pants. Any other nation do that? No. We gang bang, we kill one another. Do other nations do that? No. So that's what he just called us a proverb or an astonishment. That's an astonishment. And he also said we become a proverb. What is a proverb? A proverb is like a wise saying. What do they say about black folks? Like all black people love chicken, watermelon. Right. That was prophesied in the Bible that we will become all those things. And he also calls you a byword. What is a byword? A byword would be something outside of your God-given name, like Negro, nigger, black man, African American man. Black is the color in a crayon box. You're actually not even black. We're actually brown people.
Show them what nigga mean.
Oh yeah. You want a t-shirt? I can get you a t-shirt, but you gotta put some work in. You know what that work is? No, this is for the Most High God. That's right. If you come and you serve God, keep His laws, statutes, and commandments, come fellowship with us, like we're commanded to in the Bible, you can get one of these purple shirts. For real. Give me that what you got. Let me show you something else. Hold on. Yeah, this is, okay, we call ourselves niggas, right? We think that's the word that's what we call ourselves, right? But do you realize, I'm going to show you in the Bible that we once called ourselves the same word, and it don't mean what they try to say it means on us. The reason why they call us that to make us put us down, but that's not what it means. It means we used to call ourselves that in the Bible. Here it is.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was called Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called niggers.
They were called niggers in Antioch. Yeah, they first called themselves niggers and enemies. Okay. Oh, I gotta give it to you later. Are you intoxicated right now? Probably. Come on, man. Okay. So you can walk away. You could understand you're intoxicated. Hey, brother, get this stuff right. We're not supposed to be drunk. Read that. Get that for me. We're not supposed to be intoxicated. Walking around the streets drunk. You're supposed to be everyone with us. Teaching the young man, brother. Right. Read that. This is the book of Titus 2. Verse 2. But speak thou these things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober. It says the aged men must be sober, not walking around the street drunk. Right. Being a bad example for the young ones coming up. You're supposed to be a good example for the young ones coming. You're supposed to be able, like I said, with us, teaching the young ones, teaching the men that's coming up after you the right things to do, how to serve the Lord, how to live in righteousness. Right. Quit living in sin. Read. This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. Sound in faith. What is that faith? The faith in the Most High in Christ. Keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Let's go back to where we was at. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and give me verse 32 again. Read that again. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. So we are, right now, if you look around, we're a perfect example of our sons and daughters being given into another people. How's that? Because we have been raised and taught by other people, and now we hold these other people to a high esteem when they are actually beneath us. The Bible says that they are beneath us. We're the greatest thing on earth. Give me that in Deuteronomy 6 and 7. We are the greatest thing on earth, but we hold these other people to a higher standard than us. We look at ourselves as nothing but niggas, low form of people, and we even live that way because we've been so beat down so bad. Read that. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. But thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people. Below all people. Above all people. You know, the Bible, God says that you're above all people. But since we didn't want to keep His laws, statutes, and commandments, He put us into slavery. Now they're taking our kids. DHS is kicking in your doors, taking your kids. Over in Florida, there's a doctor who takes people's kids and give them to other people for no reason at all. You know why? Because it's a curse that's been set upon us. That curse has come to fruition. We're living in those curses right now.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.